But Congo was a really good kickboxer too. He beat Cro Cop.
Yep.
I don't want to talk shit. Congo's like my big bro, but I was real proud of him to beat Cro Cop because Cro Cop is dangerous, man, with those leg kicks, those head kicks.
Every kick. Yeah, he's one of the hardest kickers ever. There's a picture of him when he fought Heath Herring. Did you ever see that fight?
Oh, yeah, he kicked him in the body.
He kicked him in the body, and his body is like, his shin is like halfway into his body. It's a horrible picture. And especially it's that left one, which is, he said right kick hospital, left kick cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cro Cop was the
Look at that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's Josh Barnett. That's
yeah, that was a good
That's
one.
Look at that other one down there.
Oh.
Who is that? Is that Sean O'Malley?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Look at that kick. Who did he kick there? Good Lord. Good Lord. That is liver all day. I mean, that is deep in the liver. That's crazy. That's it. The upper left-hand corner. That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. I mean, that shin is a perfect body kick.
Wow.
That's deep into the body.
The first time I met Cro Cop was when I fought K1. Pride sent me to K1 because it was like my last fight of my contract. They thought I was going to get knocked the fuck out and renegotiate for less money. And I didn't expect for Cro Cop to like me. They put us in a locker room together. And he was over there playing cards and stuff. And this Japanese reporter come over to me. I was on the ground like stretching, warming up, whatever. And I had my chain on the ground, which is crazy because I never laid a chain down. I don't know why I was on the ground. And a Japanese lady came and she was like, "Oh, why do you got this chain? What does this chain mean?" I guess K1 didn't know anything about me because I was coming from Pride. And I put the chain on. I said, "Oh, I'm a dog." And I started humping her. And Cro Cop died laughing. Then ever since then, he liked me. Every time I see him,
funny.
He'll come and I could make him laugh and stuff. He was a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
He's a very cool guy. He's one of the first guys that came from kickboxing that did really well in MMA because he was so explosive.
Yeah.
Like a lot of those other guys like Peter Aerts or Ernesto Hoost, I don't know if their style would have translated because they would just set you up over time, and Ernesto would be chopping at the legs and hit you with shots, but Cro Cop would just explode on you.
And he had good wrestling defense. Mm-hmm. Antonio McKeith said he was training with Cro Cop, teaching him wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, and Antonio McKeith is one of the best wrestling coaches. He's one of the best MMA coaches out there.
Well, he developed very good takedown defense, and that's what made him so scary.
Yeah.
Because if you have to stand up with that guy, which shows you how good Fedor was in his prime, because those two fought in their prime, and Fedor was walking him down. Yeah. Stand-up. And the stand-up, I mean, that was primarily a stand-up fight.
Fedor gives no fucks.
He was a wild dude, man.
Even though he beat my ass, he's still one of my favorite fighters.
Yeah, one of mine as well.
Yeah.
I think, when you look at the great heavyweights of all time, it's so hard to say like who's the greatest of all time, but you got to have him in the conversation.
Yeah, I wish he would have came to the UFC though. I wish they would have
got close, got real close. They had some meetings, but apparently the people that Fedor had running with him, the people that were running his business were, they wanted a lot. They wanted like co-promotion with the UFC. It wasn't just like give us some money. And I guess the UFC was willing to give him a lot of money, but they were like, no, we want co-promotion.
Yeah, that's too much.
They wanted to be a part of the business. They wanted to take over a little bit of the business.
Yeah, I heard rumors they wanted to have like rights to UFC Russia or some shit.
There's a bunch of different things. You'd have to talk to Dana, but I remember it was enough so that they had to beef up security. Like they were worried about how the negotiations went south.
Wow.
Yeah, they got nervous. It was a weird time. Those guys that were with him, they were serious dudes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would like to fight Fedor again. That was my last fight, and I wasn't me. I was very unhealthy, but I didn't.
Why were you unhealthy? What was wrong?
Because I got mixed diagnosed with
hypothyroidism.
Yeah, so I was on this medicine, and the medicine was making me fat. And I was training hard. And
what kind of medicine did they have you on?
I forgot the name of it, but I had been on it
Synthroid?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I had been on it for a while, and then I started training with TJ Dillashaw and Juan Archuleta, and they took me over there to Coach Cal.
Oh.
And that guy's a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius.
He's like a scientist. So he looked at my blood, and he looked through everything, and he was like, "You don't have a thyroid problem. Something wrong with your C3 or T3, whatever the fuck he said. But you don't have a thyroid problem, and that medicine you take is fucking you up." And I just quit the medicine. I said, I knew it was the fucking medicine. But he said, "Hey, I don't suggest you just quit cold turkey. You don't know how your body is going to react." And then I said, "Fuck this! This is medicine fucking me up. I'm quitting it." And when I got to Japan, one of my coaches told me, "Oh, you got to carb up before your fight. You got to carb up," because he noticed I wasn't eating carbs. And I listened to my coach. I'm a very coachable fighter, and I just got bloated overnight. I wasn't even looking that big when I got to Japan, and I just fucking blew up. And I said, "Fuck it, I'm fighting. I'm not pulling out of this fight."
You were thinking about pulling out?
Yeah, when I fucking saw myself in the fucking mirror, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
That's when you thought about pulling out? Really?
Yeah, because I was fighting. Because I trained hard. I noticed I wasn't losing weight for the fight, but I was heavyweight. I always want to get my weight down, look good, but I got down under 265, and I was training really hard. People thought I didn't train. People thought I threw the fight, and I was training hard. It's the hardest I ever trained, but I wasn't doing a whole lot of sparring and shit though, because when I was training with Coach Kyle, that was the hardest training I ever did, and it's so hard that you have to take the rest of the day off and the next morning.
Because it's like, so it's heavy cardio, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. We were throwing 100-pound medicine balls at each other.
100 pound.
100-pound while we was balancing on a Boshu ball.
Jesus Christ.
With T.J. Dillashaw and Juan Archuleta. I don't know if you know Juan Archuleta.
Yeah, sure.
You know how small that guy is?
Yeah.
They got that. Coach Kyle had us flipping tires up a hill, like 200, 400-pound tires. I never flipped a tire before. This motherfucker used to flip his tire up the hill, run down, and help me flip mine. That's how strong that little motherfucker is.
Yeah, he's strong as fuck. He's a great wrestler.
Yeah, great wrestler. And they have you on that spin bike, like a hard spin bike type of thing, for like an hour. Like it was torture. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna train really hard. And at the end of the day, all this shit fucked me up. So I cursed those two specialists that I saw, two different specialists, and they didn't do shit. Just said, "Oh, you gotta be on this medicine for the rest of your life." And the second one, after I saw Coach Kyle, I went to somebody and they did a MRI on my thyroid, and they were saying that it's not enough data yet to know if you damage your thyroid from getting and putting a lot of rear naked chokes.
Oh, really?
They say it's not enough data yet. Because I asked them, because have you ever been in a rear naked choke and you fight so hard then your throat hurt a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I asked them about that. He said, yeah, it's not enough data yet. You guys haven't been doing this shit long enough for us to know.
Oh, that makes sense.